Okay, guys, if you guys didn't hear me, so, I'm gonna react to this guy called, Synthetic Man. And I'm gonna warn you guys ahead of time, there's a lot of bad stuff this guy says. I really hope that this stream doesn't get, struck because of hate speech, because this guy is a complete jerk, okay? I kind of want a little bit of a tiptoe around here, because if I say something like, oh, I don't want to say something that I'm going to regret. But this guy, saying that he isn't a bigot is like saying the moon is made of cheese. Because that is completely wrong. Now, he started going on this tangent about the Fallout show, how it's dead, how it sucks because it has, quote, a Pussy black character. That's quotes, by the way, but he said the actual word. Like, I'm not joking. He said, like, he's just trash on interracial marriage. He's just basically like your racist uncle that lives down the south. Joke, by the way. This guy is a complete knucklehead, and I guess if he sees a black person on TV, oh boy, be careful. So basically, like this guy has to be traditionalist or something. So yeah, warning: if you to get on this guy's good side, you have to be a straight alpha male, like a purebred American male. There can't be anything else. Like according to this guy. So this guy is trashing on Fallout, the show. And you know what? I watched the show, and if you're listening to the stream and you have not listened to it, quit. Just drop the stream, go watch the show. It is a banger. I think the Fallout show is very good. A lot of other people think the Fallout show is very good. I think they did perfect. There are some problems, like, again, like shelter, but I've heard that the biggest complaint of everything is Shady Sands and what happened to it. But other than that, good. Very good, okay? So anyway, this guy basically goes on a complete bigoted tangent about the Fallout show. And he is racist, okay? He's racist, he's homophobic, he's a complete bigot. But without further ado, let's get into this guy. There's a 1 hour video. There it is. Give me brain damage. I want to break this guy down. And you know what? I'm gonna address it right. Oh my god. There is that withered? Also, okay, so, also, he claims Fallout is dead when I am not joking. I am not capping. Fallout 76. The Fallout 76. The controversial one. The one that literally was almost dead at launch. The actual Fallout 76 hit its peak player base just 2 weeks ago. Did you get how big that is? Fallout 76 is regarded as being one of the worst Fallout titles to ever release in recent history. Holy shit, okay, it's actually not a bad gun, but I'm not gonna use it. Because I already got a good 45 gun. Over here's the Guardian. But anyway, Fallout 76, Fallout 4, and Fallout New Vegas just hit their peak player base in all-time history. Do you get how big that is? Fallout 76, released so long ago, that was literally negative on launch. This game got a 54% on launch. Okay, so pretty bad title. And it's hit its 24-hour peak. That is amazing. That one of the worst Fallouts, in everybody's opinion, or most of the Fallout people's opinion, is actually hitting its peak. So yeah, Fallout's dead. Only 3 games. have hit their peak, you know, not that much. It's dead, according to this guy. So let's break this guy down, and I'm very scared I'm gonna be not copyright struck, but struck because of quote-unquote hate speech. So again, YouTube, this is not me. I don't condone what this guy is saying. I'm only using it for a review, so please don't ban me, okay? And if you do, please at least take this guy down, okay? Yeah, so this guy's gonna say some pretty bad stuff. I'm letting you know.
Of season 1 of the critically acclaimed Fallout TV show. And as promised as of yesterday, I'm back to review the Clowns review.
This guy is Synthetics Man's Fallout review gave me brain damage by Noggin.
I'm sure the question on some people's minds is,
Noggin
well,
moves
does it
something.
get better? Believe it or not, the question on my mind is, did you get better? Do you make sense in this one? Let's see. Kind of, a little bit. In the sense that you can turn your brain off, and if you don't care about the Fallout franchise, which is the case for most of the people who like this show, then you could just consume this mediocre slop and not really think much of it. This is about as superficial.
And you could say, Fallout show's bad. Okay. I'm not offended about that. You know, some people, there's gonna be people that hate this show. And there's no problem with that in my opinion. For example, I don't like anime, but I'm not gonna go out and attack people that do, okay? And if you hear me say, oh, I don't like anime like that, all that stuff, I'm joking, okay? I don't actually, like, really hate anime. I just, you know, do it as a joke. And that's gonna sound, oh, why do you do it as a joke? Don't attack me, but, you know, like, in all seriousness, I don't really, like, hate it. It's not my thing, but if it's your thing, cool. If it makes you happy, then cool. I'm glad that makes you happy. Because, you know, the more happiness, the better. And you being happy over anime is better than being happy, I don't know, being a killer or a murderer or whatever. You know, it's better than going out and doing crime, in my opinion. And people that literally complain about people liking video games, like, at least they're not going out and committing, like, arson or murder or anything. Anyway, I'm excited. I want to break this guy down.
It's a bunch of visual references, and that's really all it takes to get normies on board with your show.
Oh, and he uses the term normies for some stupid reason.
Lore, especially if
you know, normies. It gets all the normies. You beta male loser people. You betas out there. Yeah, you normies. Yeah, gotta get all you normies invested in this.
In New Vegas. That's fine, because most Fallout fans and so they don't care about the universe, they don't care about the characters.
Wrong. I've played Fallout 4, okay? And there's no bad thing about that. The reason I played Fallout 4 over the other games is because I like building. I love the 3 dimensions. And second, I don't have a high-end PC like you alpha male. I know you're better than everybody else. You know, I know I'm so poor, I don't have a PC. I know I could go get one right now. But I don't really want to play Fallout 1 or Fallout 2. I like modern games. And you know what? There's no problem with me. For example, when someone says Fallout New Vegas is better than Fallout 4, I don't blame them. They probably grew up on that Fallout. I grew up on Fallout 4 like other people grow up on Fallout New Vegas. Some people grow up on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 from 2012. I grew up on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. It's just what I grew up with. I'm 18 years old. I wasn't born back in 1995. And I'm not saying those people that were born before me are bad, no, right? For example, let's say someone's looking at a car. It would make more sense of me to go get something from this era than from the 60s, right? And for example, like, yeah, you couldn't call an old person dumb for a 1960s car because they grew up with those cars, or 70s cars. For example, I grew up with 2010s, 2020s cars. So therefore, you'd expect me of my age to get something that's in my time period, right? For example, again, coming back to it, Fallout 4 was the newest game, so I grew up with Fallout 4. And in that sense, I don't have any disrespect for Fallout New Vegas players because they grew up with that. I'm not going to say Fallout 4 is better. There's a lot of good things Fallout 4 is good at and bad at. And there's a lot of things that New Vegas is good at and bad at as well. Continuing, I don't want to go on
theme. They don't even know what the theme is. People think
but yeah.
about...
Oh, I was coming back to it. Like Fallout 4. I've played the game Fallout 4. It's my first Fallout. I don't care about... Yeah, just kidding. You know what? Fun fact. Fallout 4 served as my entry point into the series. Basically, I played Fallout 4, and I actually started watching videos about New Vegas. I started watching videos about Fallout 1, Fallout 2, and therefore I started rehearsing myself on the lore of Fallout. So imagine if Fallout 4 wasn't here. What if I didn't want to go to New Vegas? Fallout 4 got me into the Fallout lore. That rhymes. But yeah, even though I've only played Fallout 4 and 76 and Fallout Shelter, I care about the lore. For example, spoiler alert about the Shady Sands thing, I care about the Shady Sands, and I'm like, what the hell's going on with that? Because it just does not make any sense. Anyway, continuing on with this guy.
Capitalism. The games literally tell you in the intro cutscene and the epilogue, war never changes. And yet somehow, now it's about capitalism bad.
Alright, so he's still on this argument.
Where does that happen?
The show is still...
Where is that? Capitalism bad. Actually, in fact, in the Fallout series, it's actually implied the opposite. Capitalism good. Communism bad. There's a large, staunch hatred of communism in Fallout 4, and it doesn't take that long to go find it. You know, in this show, you literally hear a guy say, oh, he got fired because he was a communist. Because Fallout, the series, and the games are modeled after a McCarthyism era of the world. An era where if you were a communist, you lost your job, and you were feared. And I'm not joking. That's a fact.
And how do we tell them that the games still painted Vault-Tec in a very bad picture? Unchecked capitalism often goes wrong. Vault-Tec is the perfect picture of that, and it was shown from Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. I think you like the top-down ones, this guy. So, I don't know why he's acting like... That's not what it's about.
No, it's not.
War bad. Rampant, unchecked capitalism in the form of Vault-Tec bad, just like the games. I don't get this argument, but this guy's arguments often are pretty out there.
Yeah, he doesn't make any sense.
I'm getting a little ahead
Maybe
of
I'm just a
myself.
beta male loser that doesn't know anything, but whatever.
My last video got absolutely brigaded, more than maybe I've ever seen before, by Redditors, Discord groomers, outrage merchants on Twitter, the list goes on.
I'm sorry.
You know what? I'm sorry, but the moment this guy says, "Oh, Reddit groomers," or like, dude, I feel like that's a trope, dude. Oh, you guys don't like my content? You groomers, you pedos, you insert any word that is like used to down other people into this sentence. Like, dude, that tells me that as a person, you cannot receive critique. For example, I uploaded a video a very long time ago about me picking up mines in Fallout 76. I got a 50-50 dislike ratio. And this guy, when he gets dislikes, he basically just deletes them. He deletes comments. Or I shouldn't say he deletes dislikes. He deletes people's critiques of him being bad, right? I don't do that, okay? What the hell? That's like that one Chinese building that has the rail going through that. I've never noticed it. Mass Medical Base Center. I didn't even know that was like that, huh? But anyway, because in my opinion, you have to have negative criticism. There is no change without it. Like, for example, when I actually got my negative criticism, I asked, hey, what did you not like about this? Because I wanted to change myself. Because change is good. If you don't change, you become stale. You become boring. So you have to change and alter yourself.
appreciate him taking the time to screen cap and, you know, thumb up the rebel flag comment. You gotta do it.
This guy says you... Reddit...
That was probably the least organic my comment section has ever looked, ever. But if you've been watching this channel for a long time, you might be thinking, well, that's nothing too out of the ordinary. That's happened a bunch of times to this channel. Well, even reading these comments, I knew something fishy was going on. The first thing I noticed is that there were a lot of suspiciously similar comments copy-pasted in the reply chains of all the top comments in my video. And they would only ever address the same few points, whether it's the show breaking the lore, or Shady Sands falling, and then the nuke happening after it fell.
Well, that's because...
I will be talking about spoilers again, yeah, so don't watch if you don't...
The first video you made.
Never gotten...
very butthurt about the Shady Sands lore, so that makes sense that most of the comments would be about that.
Yeah, I get that.
We'll address that later in this video. But none of those comments addressed anything I actually...
The arrival of the Commonwealth wasn't coincidental. We're here because of a unique energy wheel, according to the moment that's in the Institute. To accomplish this, I've had our scrap. The only lot. That's where we... I'm pleased.
They killed my wife.
The Institute will stop at nothing.
Right.
Together, I'll call ahead.
Dead in the video itself. I think the only comments talking about the video itself were people triggered.
What is he talking about? That's literally what he was speaking about in the video. He was butthurt over Shady Sands, among other things like such as race mixing, which I'm sure he'll touch on.
About my comments regarding interracial couples.
There you go.
Which is funny because I didn't even give my opinion on interracial couples.
Okay,
I just
buddy.
brought
Yeah,
up
sure.
statistics and pointed out how it's propaganda that they appear in all modern media. But I guess with Redditors...
Oh my god, this guy is...
Literally, they feel the need to defend...
Okay, guys, if there's a black person in a show, it's propaganda. Oh, if that guy's right... Oh, that's propaganda. Oh, boy. Propaganda for what? And he's gonna say propaganda, 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 propaganda. But you know what he's never gonna do? Wait, what? Oh my gosh. But you wanna know what he's not gonna do? He's not gonna tell you what the propaganda is for. You wanna know why he's not gonna do that? Because he has no way. Or either that. If he tells you what the propaganda is for, he's gonna get more hate, and he knows that. He knows that. He just doesn't want to admit it.
Oh man, this dude, he likes to project.
This guy has to be a troll.
His videos, the first one and now this one right here. And he was so upset in the first video he made on this about Maximus not being a big, strong, black alpha male. He wants his black men in media to
Like,
be
who
big.
cares?
That seems like cuckoo.
Got like 3 inches I can't even scratch.
Elder Maxon said you'd help me build the signal interceptor.
So, looks like you're calling the shots. Alright.
The Institute uses
Teleportation. Molecular transmission. This explains why we've been picking up not to mention how they get their 10 soul. And this little beauty allows you to literally...
Oh, you definitely know your stuff.
Damn. It's gonna take a...
I'm glad you can make sense of those plans.
I haven't made... Here's a list of everything you need to find. You're also going to need a massive power source to get the signal interceptor.
Ingram?
Treat your power armor well.
Anyway,
On this about Maximus not being a big, strong, black alpha male. He wants his black men in media to be big, strong chads. That
who cares?
couple behavior, if you ask me. To get upset that you're black.
Actually, you know what? That is a good point. This guy, he boasts about being an alpha male, the strong. You know what? You know what we call people that complain about things as little as you do? We call people like you a snowflake. And I don't like to use that term because it's overused by people that just want to point at people they oppose. But you know what? In this context, it's appropriate. This guy is 100% snowflaking. And people are like, I'm going to bring up a very good point, okay? people are always like, oh my gosh, they're putting somebody who's black or gay or transgender or someone in my, they're politicizing it. No. If you leave them alone, nothing will happen. You are politicizing it, okay? And call me wrong, okay? But listen, like, this wouldn't be a problem if they wouldn't politicize it. It doesn't need to be politicized. Like, just leave them alone. Let them live their lives. All they want to do is just live their lives without having somebody freaking fear for their own safety. Actually, hold on. It is being blocked out. Good. They can't get to us. Moving on.
But he's gonna sit here and call the people arguing with him. Coupled. Alright, buddy. Sounds like projection to me. You do you.
Defend Tyrone's honor as he plows their wife every night. The funniest one to me is there would always be a comment claiming this show doesn't break the lore. Not explaining how it doesn't, just saying that it doesn't. You know, all the nitpicks aside, I would say the biggest retcon of all is Shady Sands teleporting.
And whatever, his point there is fair.
Across California into the heart of LA.
You know, honestly, this one's pretty fair. I'm not going to argue with him on this. Please excuse the cops outside. He's correct. Shady Sands is supposed to be near Vegas. I think it's like Sierra something. I don't know Vegas geography. But it's closer to Vegas than it is California, if I'm not mistaken. But in the show, obviously, it's down where the Boneyard is, I suppose.
Boneyard doesn't even exist in this show. No, Shady Sands is now in LA, which was not the case in Fallout 1. But to claim that it doesn't break the lore when you don't even know what the lore is, that's a fucking bot, dude.
Alright, well, he just, called himself a bot because he also doesn't know what the lore is. At least from the first video, he's shown numerous times he doesn't know what the lore is. But he is correct with Shady Sands being moved to California. Does that upset me? No. Do I understand if it upsets someone else? Yeah, sure.
Second thing I noticed is that video has way more comments than almost any video in the entire history of my channel.
Because people are pissed with you, dude.
The video is just under 200,000 views and has 14,000 comments. For comparison, my Starfield video, which has 680,000, has 12,000 comments. And I'm sure some delusional person is going to say, well, it's just people arguing with each other. But these are my videos we're talking about. People are debating each other in the comments basically every time I give a negative take on a modern game.
I mean, yeah, sure, but I think the Fallout TV series, for some reason, is extremely polarizing online. So, obviously, there's going to be more arguments happening within the comments. Starfield? What's there to say about Starfield? In my opinion, it's garbage. In most people's opinion, it's garbage. And if you do like Starfield, you probably can understand why a lot of people don't enjoy it, so you're not going to sit there and get into this big drawn-out war. But you have seen the brain damage that surrounds the Amazon Fallout TV show, for some reason much from Synthetic Man himself and his viewers. So that makes perfect sense for there to be like an all-out war in the comment section. Even in my comment section,
wow, it's just down the street.
Like, there's a tons of comments going down. Do I think they're bots? No. So, thank you for commenting and watching and liking, etc. Thank you for subscribing. If you are a bot, yo, handshake. Thanks for boosting me in the algorithm. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I don't get this guy, why he's so mean.
No, these are bots.
Unnecessarily mean.
AI chat bots that are being rolled out into YouTube comment sections. And
yeah, because if guys...
bots,
let's go. Like, bruh, you guys opposing me? Bots. Yeah. And you guys not opposing me? Bruh, you're Chads. You're Giga Chad Alpha Males. If you actually oppose me, you are look at my list of words. Oh yeah, you're a bot. Okay. Yeah. A bot. Ugh. Like, bruh, can't even, they can't take these guys seriously.
A pinned comment. And of course I was inflammatory, but this is me we're talking about, so that's besides the point. But in the comment, I said, if you do not reply to one
military ticker, yes, go.
Posted, I will block you from this channel. And the whole point of that was to prove that you are not an AI chatbot. And what do you think happened? Well over 50 comments. did not address any of the 3 questions in the post.
Just like you don't address any proof of literally any of your statements.
Some of these were just retarded Zoomers or millennial Redditors.
Yeah, just retarded Zoomers.
Oh yeah,
Sorry for that word.
That's what it's gonna be. You're being combative, so people are gonna be combative to you. Like block me.
He's tilted. You can literally tell by tilted.
They don't care if they get banned.
He's mad. He is salty.
Quite a few that are just straight up fucking chatbot responses that don't.
Yeah, if you guys don't agree with this guy, you're a chat. You're a bot, right?
Has been corroborated.
Like, I'm sorry to say this, but you are a bot.
Not the board, but the Romanian, who's Sargon's buddy, you might remember from back in the day. He also confirmed he was debating with bots on Twitter. You can check out the Archcast video reviewing the show. Their comments are full of bots. One thing I absolutely can't blame on bots, however, is the sheer number of people claiming I didn't pay attention to the first episode.
Well, he certainly did.
Like, for example, okay, again, spoilers. He says, "Oh, why does this black woman show up who's a villain? Oh, why is there nothing?" Because maybe, you know, it's called, you know, the show doesn't address everything in the entire show in the first episode. If they did it in one episode, it'd be boring. It'd be like 1 hour, okay, go, bye, see you later. No, there's a reason it's a TV show, because they want to extend it. Like, do you not realize how invalid that argument is? For example, oh shit, that's Day Tripper. Let me get that. Anyway, as I was saying, take Stranger Things, or any show, right? Watch the first episode. If you watch that first episode, and you don't watch anything else, that first episode is barely full of information. However, if you watch another episode of the series that I'm in question, then you're going to get more data and more information that tie in with each episode. That's the point of a TV series, as opposed to a movie where everything is usually explained in one neat and tidy, you know, giant movie. But okay, I guess the first episode don't make no sense.
There, he didn't pay attention, or he purposely spread misinfo just for rage bait, which I think he is prone to be honest with you. I'm still not fully convinced he isn't just like a rage bait account doing this to farm his commenters.
Got a bunch of plot points wrong. Every single point I got wrong is because I only watched the first episode, which I stated in the last video. Yes.
Yeah, but you also said spoilers that happened past the first episode in that video, which kind of defeats the purpose of only speaking about the first episode.
Show has this thing called plot twists. Did you want me to read a Cliff's Notes of every episode plot?
No, but we wanted you to have the media literacy to understand that there will be plot twists, and not everything is explained in the first episode.
Exactly.
Sitting here very butthurt that Moldaver was, 1, a brown woman, and 2, the leader of Raiders.
Who cares? She's pretty badass to me.
Raiders. Gee, I wonder. Maybe because that was the NCR.
Before I made the review, are people not allowed to review just the first episode of a show? Look,
no, you can review the first episode of a show.
I'm shocked by this and probably don't really care that much. But this is fucking huge. AstroTurfing has gotten completely out of control at this point. I've seen plenty of paid marketers on other websites,
AstroTurfing,
especially on Reddit and 4chan. But if now YouTube comments are just going to be flooded with bots, there's going to be no real discussion anymore. It'll be so easy to create the illusion of a
holy shit, this guy, he is making me hurt.
Basically said something along the lines of, how does it feel to be in the minority opinion? If 99.9% of people think 2 + 2 = 5, does that mean they're right? No, it doesn't, you fucking idiots. Call of Duty sells like 20 million copies a year, and we all know it's trash. I don't care if everyone likes the Fallout show, it's still garbage. So yeah, sorry if that was a little long.
Well, technically, is the Fallout show garbage? Yes and no. It depends on the person. Again, as I said before, I love the Fallout show, but there's a lot of people that would hate it. And again, there's no problem with hating the Fallout show. But when you hate it, and you give barely any good evidence, to why you hate it, that's when I have to say that you are wrong. Hating it because there's a minority in it is a very poor reason. That is prejudice. That is bigotry. And in my opinion, that shouldn't be taken seriously in a movie review. Because it just is not valid. What do I have to say to you? It just isn't.
How long was it? 6 minutes? 5 minutes?
Just so that my viewers know that there's a very good chance you'll be debating with either bots or Redditors in bad faith who just hate me because I have controversial political opinions. There's nothing a Redditor hates more than people who can think for themselves.
Says the guy
No
who is
kidding.
banning everyone who disagrees with them.
Exactly.
And everyone who disagrees with them is a bot. Alright. You say so.
Alright, since I have to cover 7 episodes in one video, I'm going to heavily condense the plot synopsis for each episode and give my thoughts on the major details. I don't really have time to nitpick everything, or this video will be over an hour long, and I'm not going to make this over an hour long, I promise you. So feel free to point out other things.
10 seconds under. Respect.
Things you hated about the show. I'm sure there'll be plenty I don't hit in this video. Without further ado, here's the rest of Fallout Season.
Alright, here we
Starting
go.
off with episode 2, we have easily the worst episode of the show. It starts off
Alright,
where we
let's see.
an Enclave research facility, I guess, and the one not evil Enclave scientist who spares a German Shepherd from incineration and takes it as his own.
Malwall, by the way.
Reason that is never explained, by the way.
Maybe he doesn't want to burn dogs. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe you don't want to burn, man's best friend. Just
you
a
know,
little.
steal something
eh.
against the dog is protection. Multitude of reasons. Could be any of them.
He gets access to this extremely important artifact that is the MacGuffin that drives the entire plot of the show. And in fact, after this scene, the Enclave never shows up again in the show.
And there's no problem with that.
He has to escape from the facility. An auto turret shoots at him and misses every fucking shot as he's moving at 2 miles an hour. Look at how bad this looks.
No, yeah. Honestly, when I was watching this, I was like, that's pretty goofy.
It is. I was like, what's it called? I didn't even hate that at all. When I saw that and I saw the turret miss every shot, I'm like, bruh, that is literally almost like at some points that's not accurate. It's like, bruh, I feel the same reason. Like you could like go in front of a turret and then hide behind a rock, and it'll continue shooting that rock, even though you can't be seen, right? It's just a goofy turret.
That looks dumb. Did I care that much? No, not really.
Like,
but it does
dude.
look dumb. I'll give him that.
He's crying over one turret being inaccurate.
Minor thing in the show, but I don't think it's, that big of a deal. If people
Exactly.
because of that reason right there, I don't think it takes away too much. It's what, 15 seconds, not even?
In the next scene, we see Lucy explore the desert wasteland of California, and the Enclave scientist finds her at night conveniently and tries to explain to her that the wasteland is an inhospitable nightmare where the creatures there have adapted to become more lethal, and she needs to adapt in kind. This is one of many scenes where it shows Lucy is incredibly naive about the state of the world, and she needs to become hardened to survive here. Guess what? She never does.
But I thought she was a Mary Sue. I thought she was super strong.
Actually, you know what? We should go back to the first episode because
And she's not a Mary Sue. You gotta be consistent, man. Well, maybe he doesn't call her a Mary Sue in this one. It's just he kept spamming that word in the first video. Let me be fair. We'll wait until he calls her a Mary Sue in this one. We'll see if he does it.
Next scene, we're back with Maximus, and we soon...
dude, hold on, posts. Quote, the Fallout Season 1 video got age restricted. I suspect this is due to a not safe for work mod I installed for some raider clothes to be bare with their naked. This was not the purpose of the mod. It was a body replacer I got to install. You get a different mod of work. Around 150 you can see that, and it cuts off there. Dude, this guy is a corn. I'm just gonna say corn addict. Oh shit, I almost killed myself right there. Imagine if that was an explosive combat shotgun. That would have sucked. Where are these robots? let's go here because this is gonna have a bio scanner. But anyway, let's actually go to this guy's first review because his first review is also pretty tasty. I gotta see this idiot. Noggin Movement. This guy's name is Noggin Movement. Fallout fan exposes Fallout haters' clownery. This guy is a clown. This guy is not only a clown, he is a racist clown.
Our hands today. I, a Fallout lover, will be reacting to Synthetic Man, a Fallout hater. You recently made a hit piece on the new Fallout TV series.
There it is.
If you have not seen already, I highly recommend. He's calling it a glorified humiliation ritual. Okay. And he's also claiming that Fallout is dead again, which is news to
Clown,
Have
that's...
you guys seen the Halo TV series? I have trust issues, but it was not bad. It was pretty amazing. Arguably the greatest video game adaptation of all time.
Anyone surprised? I mean, a single person. I made a video just reacting to the first trailer and knew this would be an absolute butchering. And why is that? Well, not just because it's Amazon, and we all know from Rings of Power and various other shows they've made that they really don't care about the source material of any series, franchise, no matter how beloved.
Holy shit! Why does that scare me? Why did I get scared about that?
Shady
God
sand.
damn!
Of any series.
Why did I get scared from that? I don't do that. I don't know why I got scared. That was funny though. I'll admit it, that was funny.
Franchise, no matter how beloved. I mean, if they didn't care about Lord of the Rings, they sure as...
He might be referring to the Shady Sands, like retcon that's not really a retcon and will probably be explained in Season 2. But other than that, I think they paid a very good homage to the source material. And there were tons of like Easter eggs and stuff for the fans of the game as well, so I'm not too sure what he's going on right here.
Too bad he can't put his energy in the ranting about the fact that you can't blow down a door that's chained.
Doesn't care about Fallout.
In
the lore,
Fallout 4.
Anything that they weren't directly involved with.
They better put a scene where they're trying to blow down a door with a chain on the other side for it to not do anything.
Continuity in the least bit. Now, for
Oh, that thing's got a bioscanner in it.
I'm only going to review the first episode in this video, and I'll review the whole season next week.
Okay, so he's only seen the first episode, and he's making this.
This
video?
might trigger
Or
that
did he just
sentry
not
bot
want
to wake up.
instantaneously spoil for everyone. Alright, well, I have seen all of the show, so I might speak of spoilers. If I do, I will give you a warning. Well, let's see what he has to say. I might keep it to episode 1 as well.
Single episode dropped at the same time, so on the one hand, that's totally a good thing because this will be gone and forgotten.
Yeah,
in
dude.
no time flat.
Gone and forgotten.
Gone and forgotten.
Flat? When did this come out? 9 days ago? Gone and forgotten in no time flat. Hitting the peak 24 hours ago. Hitting the peak 24 hours ago.
Oh, hello.
Alright, buddy. If you say so. But what I was going to say is, yes, thank God every single episode came out at once because I needed to binge watch it. It was too.
That's the only other good thing he could say.
I'm like, okay, I need to go
Is I kind of wish it came out in segments because it may be forgotten more quickly, but it's not gonna be forgotten instantly
Because
though.
I don't think anyone who's a real fan of Fallout is going to consider this canon, especially because
I consider it
of
canon.
Cons, inconsistencies.
Like there is a my biggest complaint is the fact that dog meat
about the Fallout universe
is
Well,
a malwall,
consider it
but
canon. I think
that I
Todd
didn't
Howard
get
considers
too
it
mad
canon,
over
but
that.
This guy, he probably hates Todd Howard, but you know, whatever. That's a story for another day.
Todd Howard said this is canon. I
There you go.
fucking hate Todd Howard at this point. I don't care.
You know what? I'm gonna be very honest. I despise Todd Howard, but you know what? Todd Howard, I'm gonna have to give you a thumbs up. You did it, buddy. You did it. I don't hate you, I think, anymore at all. I used to really despise Todd Howard, but I think, you know what? I respect him a little bit more. Because he could have butchered this. He could have made this a complete dumpster fire. But you know what? He did it. He clutched, boys. He freaking clutched. I'm still holding him accountable for Fallout 76's failure, though. But Todd, go get yourself a cup of beer or a vodka, whatever alcohol you want. or whatever drink you like, my guy. You deserve it. You really do. GG, boy. Keep going.
If he's not directly involved with any of Bethesda's projects and he's basically just a glorified salesman, the face of the company, doesn't matter. He's still taking the fucking blame.
Hear me out. I also hate Todd Howard just because he made Starfield and not Fallout 5.
So before I start spoiling everything in the intro, we might as well just get into the breakdown. So episode 1 begins in 2077, right before the bombs drop. We see Walton Goggins playing one of the main characters, the Ghoul. Yes, they literally call him the Ghoul when there are thousands of
why is that a bad thing?
minimum in the Fallout universe.
What's wrong with that? Has this dude played a
I've seen this video completely before, by the way.
There's a lot of lone wanderers, let me tell you. The Courier? There is tons of Couriers. There's even Couriers in DLC of the game where you're called the Courier. You're fighting another Courier in the DLC. What is this dude talking about?
Holy, that's XO1, and it's got a helmet. I will get you, my baby. I'm gonna be back for you.
Okay, buddy.
He is the Ghoul.
Oh, she don't have a fusion core. Shit.
Actually, since we're here, there's also...
You know what? I'll slap one right in.
There's also a character called the Vault Dweller.
Bam! I'll be back for you, beautiful.
There's a lot of Vault Dwellers in Fallout. A game about vaults. Just like there's a lot of ghouls in Fallout. But he's the Ghoul. They're not calling him a Ghoul. He's called the Ghoul.
You know, again...
That's a stupid thing to nitpick.
It is. Like, for example, like... Oh, crap. Like, they don't know his name. So what do you call a guy... Well, he's a ghoul. What do we call him when he's very well noticeable, very well dangerous? The Ghoul, right? For example... Like, again, they don't know his name. They might as well say, oh, he's the Ghoul. The Ghoul's coming. Not, oh, blank's name is coming, because guess what? The Ghoul's an easier reference.
A Marine veteran who is famous for something. I don't think they explain it in this scene, but they imply he played some kind of cowboy character. I don't know if it's for commercials or military propaganda.
I can't believe I'm watching Dragon Ball The Breakers, by the way. That was so jarring. It took a minute to click in my head that that's what the B-roll was.
And now he just does birthday parties for alimony payments. And I find this even more funny because
he's cool.
His kid is mixed race. So his black wife
divorced
him. And now
oh boy, we're getting into the racist territory. Oh shit.
At the risk of getting a shit.
Dude,
So
you're not gonna believe it. It's like when two people of different colors have a kid, they make a biracial child. Whoa, you're gonna tell me that, you know, there's if someone with brown eyes and blue eyes has a kid, they're gonna have either one? Whoa, it's like, it's called genetics. I know it's a little bit hard for you to understand that. Science must not run well with you, but hey. Wow, this guy is inexcusably racist.
just racist. Is that what the video's about?
If you're gonna be racist, don't make yourself... Oh shit, that's mine. If you're gonna be racist, don't make yourself known as a racist. Keep it to yourself, dude.
Dislikes from normies, just like my review of the first episode of The Last of Us. I find this even more funny because if you know anything about marriage statistics, you would know that white male, black female actually has the lowest.
Wow, okay, we're getting even more racist. That is some evil shit.
But I still think it's promoting race mixing. And it's basically
promoting race mixing.
It's promoting race mixing.
You're promoting idiocy, my guy. Dude, how is this guy not banned? He's still online. He still has a channel. He's saying way worse things I have, okay? And when I say something accident, I don't mean it. And I fall back on it. And I also, unlike him, I actually take accountability. And I apologize to myself. I apologize to people. Alright? This guy can't do half of that. It's embarrassing. Oh crap, I need to eat.
I think that gives us our answer.
How is this guy not
I'm going
banned?
to speak on Lucy and Maximus, but Let's see. Let's keep listening.
You know, for as woke as video games are these days, TV and movies
Please
blow the
define
gaming
woke.
industry
You
out of
couldn't.
the water. Basically, every
It just
streaming
means to be
show
aware
I've
of social
tried to
issues,
watch with
but
my
you're not
mother
gonna
has
admit
had
that. You know you're
some form
wrong.
of propaganda in it, and usually multiple types, whether it's race-related, gender-related, LGBT-related. It's usually all
Oh,
of the
shit, wrong
above.
guy.
You know what I hate in TV series when I'm chilling, watching with my mom, shout at my mom, love my mom? I hate the unnecessary S scenes. That's never a vibe, dude. It's just like uncomfortable for everyone, especially when it's shoehorned in, you know?
Again, it is. I do agree with this guy. It's like you're just watching a show and all of a sudden somebody starts getting all weird. It's like, oh, come on. I have to watch this with my grandma and my mom in the same room? That is some awkward shit, dude. Like, it's like, bruh. That... Oh boy. I had my mic muted. So let's see.
Related, gender related, LGBT.
Oh wait, we got here.
It's usually all of the above.
You know what I hate in TV series when I'm chilling, watching with my mom? Shout out my mom, love my mom. I hate the unnecessary S scenes.
I get it.
That's never.
I get exactly where he's talking
It's just
about.
uncomfortable for everyone, especially.
I hate when you're watching a show and somebody starts doing it. It's like, come on, dude. My grandma and my mom are watching.
Hosting the birthday
That's
party,
kinda weird,
calls
bro.
Walton Goggins a communist because he won't stick his thumb up in reference to the supposed safe distance from a nuclear bomb, implying that Walton Goggins opposes the war with China. Nothing really comes of this. This whole scene is obviously supposed to give you an idea of what the retro future culture of 2077 looks like.
Well, you know what? Since I already mini spoiled referencing this dude and Lucy, Maximus and Lucy, let me just say that the thumbs up part of that scene, it's to later on you'll see in the show, which I'm assuming most of you have watched. You'll see that Walter Goggins, the ghoul, is actually the blueprint for the Vault Boy pose with his thumb up. That's why he did not want to put his thumb up, because he is essentially the poster boy for Vault-Tec, and he doesn't like Vault-Tec. That's why he didn't want to put his thumb up. But I digress.
But if a modern Marxist rewrote history and added diversity everywhere. Now, it's not like in the original Fallout games, all the characters were white, but there's something uncanny about this whole thing. We'll put it at that. I'm not going to make a huge deal over it. So anyway, shortly after the first nuke drops on LA...
Listen, I had a feeling we were getting into some, deranged behavior, because it's just, a great show through and through. But he's surpassing what I expected, let me tell you. He's truly surpassing what I expected.
Rich guy punches his black friend, not letting him in there.
By the way, he makes everything about race,
and Walton
too.
Goggins rides off on a horse with his daughter on the back. As if
Makes
you could
everything about minorities, even though
literally just
without,
What are you gonna do, bro?
touching anything,
just sit there and
it wouldn't be about it.
It's also cinema. It's dramatic, but okay.
the previous scene, the safe distance is the size of a thumb. I think that explosion might be a little bit bigger than that. I know they did this to have a really dramatic scene, but
Then why are you bitching?
Incredibly idiotic. Especially since
Ooh.
3 more nukes drop, one which is within a mile of the house. Whatever, so anyway...
Yes, they would have known that the one that was in a mile.
I like how he's like, oh, why are they cowering in fear? It's a nuke!
Good point.
Moving on.
I bet you would be cowering and running away if there was a nuke, and I don't blame you. It's a freaking nuke! There's fallout and radiation and shockwaves that come from nukes.
Years after Fallout New Vegas. You're gonna want to remember that, considering this takes place on the West Coast.
Yes, so far this is gonna be the only valid complaint, I think, going by what he said so far. I think the only valid complaint will be the retconning of Shady Sands. But I do think it can be explained.
So now we meet our true protagonist, Lucy, a resident of Vault 33, which I guess was another control vault. Either that or it's
You guys
some
didn't
kind
hear
of
us, but I was explaining about
multi-vault
it.
Experiment. As they failed to adequately explain in
Again,
the show, Vault
watch the other parts of that other series, and you'll realize what the 3 vaults are.
They don't... let me finish the sentence.
each other. And
Yeah,
so-
no, they don't fail to explain that. That's very clear. Maybe not in episode
They fail to
1,
explain it if you're watching the
but
first
you
episode,
need to
nothing
know
else.
everything in episode 1. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. Is this just a rage bait video? Is that all this is? Or is he really I hope it's a rage bait video.
She is applying for an arranged marriage with one of the other vaults. They show off all of her various skills. And of course, she just so happens to be good at basically everything. Definitely not Mary Sue, guys. And
Again,
of course, she
I
is
was
rude.
actually explaining this, but I wasn't actually able to be heard. But, dude, that is a dumb thing to call her a Mary Sue. Because here's the thing. Vault-Tec, if you know anything... Oh, God, let's go. I got the scanner. If you know anything about Vault-Tec, they're very, very picky about how healthy and how much skill you have, okay? If you don't meet their standards, they'll basically off you and replace you. Vault-Tec sucks, okay? And by the way, I mean, I'm sorry you can't realize that. But again, you need to realize that, again, Vault-Tec, they're very picky about how good their vault dwellers can be. If they're not good, out into the garbage can you go. But yeah, you can't understand that. Anyway, kept going on.
Find out her father is the overseer.
He needs to stop with this Dragon Ball The Breakers footage. He needs to stop. Just Goku Black and Zamasu just staring at each other intently in the middle of this.
Her younger brother is this tiny, huge-nosed, cowardly,
Norm.
incompetent...
Norm is not cowardly. He's a brave kid. Don't you dare hate on my
Very
homie.
Interesting phrasing.
Freaking Norm.
Weird guy. For someone who loves Fallout, he would know that the small frame perk is a thing, and it's a pretty good perk to have. And her brother certainly has a small frame perk. He's calling him a coward and all these other like insults. If this bozo actually watched the series, he would know that is not the case at all. One of the most brave characters in the show, to be honest with you.
On with her cousin.
Messing around with your cousin, it's all well and good for kids, but it's not a sustainable long-term sexual practice, you know?
Who, despite being a tall, kind of more Chad-looking dude, is also a complete coward, worthless pussy.
Well, you see,
Oh
that's
shit.
actually...
You know what? I know you could chalk this up to being, irrelevant. I want to see what this guy would do in the scene of a nuclear bomb. This guy, he couldn't even get past the first day. He had died on the first day of a nuclear bomb. Like, again, maybe it's irrelevant to say this, but you gotta realize these guys are surviving a freaking nuclear apocalypse. It's not as easy as 1, 2, 3. No, you gotta get food. You gotta survive. You gotta do all this stuff. It's not
the
easy.
juxtaposition of the little fella and the Chad cousin, because the Chad cousin is the one who actually turns out to be the coward, and the little fella is the brave guy. What's wrong with you?
Hearing that. And so the members of Vault 33 meet up with the members of Vault 32, and we find out her soon-to-be husband is actually a white guy and not ugly. Shocking.
Holy shit, he just keeps getting worse.
But don't worry, they ruined that pretty
Dude,
surely.
I wish I had a cent for every time this guy said something that much, because if I got a cent for every time this guy said something bigoted, I'd have enough money to purchase Amazon. 100%. Actually, you know what? I'd be able to purchase all of China's gold supply with all the money and purchase Amazon and still have tons of money left over.
The wedding, Lucy asks her new husband Monty what his sperm count is. I think I'm actually starting to like this girl. And even more,
He only likes her because of sex.
Room, Monty strips naked and they just straight up have
That
sex.
scene was like,
So I guess
bruh,
one
that was
good
not
thing
needed.
Came out of this show, but of course
He says the only good thing that came out of this show is sex. Dude. That's it? Okay, man, I mean, we all have our preferences, but you only think it's good because it has a sex scene in it. Okay, you're kind of weird. Like, why? Why? I'm actually stuck for words right now. I don't know how to explain myself because this guy is such a weirdo. The only reason it's good is because it has one of those scenes in it. Wow, you must have a low expectation for any show or media you say. Ugh.
What's the good thing? The sex scene? Is that what he's calling the good thing? Little bro?
That was my most disliked part of the
There's
show.
so much better stuff. You just hit, new tab, you click
Exactly,
up here,
new tab.
you type in what you want, you can find much better stuff than what was in that series,
Definitely,
in that little
yep.
clip there.
As the big schnoz little brother soon discovers, one of the members of Vault 32
He's really harping on this big schnoz behavior. It's pretty weird, with all due respect.
is dead and rotting. And it turns out raiders somehow got into Vault 32, killed everyone.
If you actually, again,
Understand?
watch
how
the
you just
video,
gloss over
you would
the
understand, but you can't.
Coward, small, big schnoz brother going into a sus vault and investigating by himself. Very cowardly, very cowardly.
and Lucy gets stabbed, but she manages to save herself in the most cliche Hollywood way possible by smashing a glass on his
Dude,
head.
this guy, again, he literally picks every little detail. He's nitpicking the hell out of the show.
And grabs a fucking trank gun. I guess all the real guns were already gone. And she witnesses a bunch of her friends get horrifically murdered, men just getting the absolute shit beat out of them. The only competent males at all are the Raiders. But
this
her
guy,
pregnant best
they have
friend,
people have the mentality of,
stabbed in
like,
the
alpha
eye
male
with a
mentality,
crowbar,
are
gets a hold of
the
an
just the most
SMG,
annoying types of
starts
people.
Mowing down Raiders. Wow.
Yeah, because that's what guns do, buddy. They kill people.
Well,
That's what the SMG does. It just freaking mows people down. What do you expect,
you
idiot?
gotta realize, most of the people in that vault, they've been in the vault their whole lives. They're sheltered. They've probably never been in a fight, ever.
Exactly.
That girl with the blonde hair was alive before the bombs dropped. She's been through it, and she needs to fight for her future, the future she was promised. And plus, she's pregnant, you know, pregnant rage. You got a bear, they want to protect their mama cub. You gotta relax, man. You gotta relax with this whole, like, woke versus base narrative.
No kidding. He is a zombie at this point.
Your thinning hair can now be helped.
I don't have thinning hair.
No side.
You're just overdoing it. Enjoy the cool scene.
Exactly. Enjoy it.
Shooting a bunch
You know what? I have to speak about this. This is actually something that needs to be addressed. There is such a negativity bias. Like, every time someone watches a show, they have to point out every negative thing. And that's not a bad thing until you realize they don't point out any positive things at all, right? Enjoy the show. If you live like that, right, and, you know, you point out every negative thing, your life has to be so miserable, dude. Like, you can't enjoy one thing in your life, right? I am sorry you have to live that way.
Anyone can use a gun to kill someone else. You don't need to be a big jacked alpha male, Jarvis.
No kidding, I can use guns and I'm not a jacked alpha male.
Shit ever, seeing pregnant women be badass. I fucking hate this propaganda. It is so transparent. Whatever.
Holy shit.
Is this common? Is this
Yeah, guys, because apparently, you know, it's propaganda. Pregnant women, they can't use guns, okay? I don't know what you think you're saying, you know.
That's a man's job, alright?
Yeah, it's a man's job.
Lucy's husband turns out to still be alive and almost kills her, but her dad manages to save her, being the only competent male in the show. And Lucy gets.
Can we drop this bullshit about competent males?
Pretty sure is implying
Who cares?
Should we do a competent male count? How many
We
times
have
I've
to at
said
this
that?
point.
We'll have a big schnoz count and a competent male count.
To the surface before, but all of the survivors managed to get captured anyway.
Oh, also that scene right there where he drowns them in I guess a jar of pickles, not a jar, a barrel of pickles. Could you imagine having like your neck slit and then dumped into a vat of pickle juice? That was so painful. Like, I was watching him and I felt like I could feel it.
We see that the Latina overseer is the real villain of the
Latina
show.
overseer, yes, sir, Moldaver, the queen.
Moldaver.
Shouldn't he be happy that a brown person is the villain? Isn't that like a plus for him?
Yeah, I would think the same thing since he's
It's supposed to be
racist.
this mega badass evil raider we're supposed to be intimidated by. Modern media is such a joke.
Yeah.
You know, little
Dude,
fella,
just get over it.
finish this.
You know what I can't understand? Is when people are like, the same people that call Generation Z or what's it called, Gen Alpha, Generation Z snowflakes are the same people that get so butthurt, so pissed, and so snowflakey themselves when somebody who isn't white is in the show. Maybe I just said something pretty controversial there, but think about it. Sit down, okay? Think about it. Whenever there's a gay person or a transgender person or any other identity, right, that's not normal to I rephrase that. You know, that's not like typical, I should say. Normal saying not normal would be more of a negative thing. I don't want to say it. I don't want to put it negatively. but anything they don't deem as normal or typical, when they see a character like that, they get so offended about it for no reason too. It's like, dude, I'm shocker. People of different walks of life exist, you know. It's a big shocker. Like, calm down. It's so embarrassing, people. It's like, again, the same people who call us snowflakes get so offended when somebody of a different walk of life than them is in a TV show that they watch. Deal with it, dude. If we have to deal with life, you need to deal with it too. Right? My goodness.
And understand that she is pretty much the head of the NCR, and she's been doing insane research. She invented something very, very, very important. Maybe you understand that before you go off crying.
No kidding.
We're not even halfway through the episode, and I already don't want to watch anymore, but...
Then don't watch anymore.
Let's get through this. Evil Raider chick gives the Overseer an ultimatum. Either choose his daughter Lucy or choose the rest of the residents of the vault. Obviously, he chooses his daughter, but instead of
yes, it's
others,
this guy.
The Raiders just kidnap the dad and then just let the others run away as a bomb timer goes off.
Gee, I wonder why. I wonder if there's some good reasoning for that we'd see in the season finale.
Oh, and Raider bitch reveals that she knows Lucy's mom. Wow, what a mystery! I'm so intrigued. What the fuck was the point of this scene? Alright, now we
get to set up the entire show.
Set up everything? You absolute buffoon?
To meet our final main character, Maximus.
Alright, let's see, boys.
I should have critted that guy.
Should, in theory, going by his past statements, get pretty racist.
Yeah.
Let's see.
And it's another pussy-ass black guy. You know what's
this guy never ceases to be an absolute asshole. Dude, deal with it. Yeah, he's such a... See, he's such an idiot. Like, bruh, the guy's got some guts. Spoiler, bro literally lets a knight die, steals his armor, and then goes halfway across the freaking wasteland. Holy shit, this guy's got a Gatling laser. I guess he's weak, not strong at all, Like, dude, just admit you're racist, my guy. Don't be a dick about it.
And now video game has a diverse cast, but do you have to have every black man be a fucking pussy in modern media?
Holy shit!
As I was on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Lance Barrett is a cool character, okay? You can say
I'm actually stuck for words how to address this, because he's racist! And if you're gonna be racist, dude, don't be public about it. I'm not saying I condone it. No, you shouldn't do it. It's just a dick thing to do. But, dude, just keep it to yourself. Nobody cares. Except for you. Anyway, keep going.
First character, if they're cool, if they just act like a person.
I'm sorry. I had to pause on that sentence. You can sell me on a diverse character. He needs to be sold, apparently, on the concept of just, any non-white person being in a video game, apparently.
They have to be cool, nothing else.
But they happen to have a different color of skin. I know this is very stereotypical shit that basically everyone said by now, but it's true. It doesn't matter how many times it's said. It's accurate. And yeah, so he gets hazed by all the other Brotherhood of Steel initiates, and he gets saved by a trans man.
Whoa! Whoa there! Whoa! Transgender people exist? Whoa! Dude, are you gonna tell me that the sky is blue? Are you gonna tell me that we live on a planet? Whoa! Dude, oh man. Might have to step back there for a second. Holy...
Dude.
I love watching people cry over this issue because it makes them so pathetic.
It's not a masculine female. No, that is a woman who identifies as a man.
And it's a non-binary person. Deal with it.
You know how he said you know it to be true? It's because
Hey, what's it called? Even if they, what's it called? They might be non-binary, but they're more of a man than you are, my guy. At least they don't complain about this type of shit, dude. Like, dude, just stop crying. Enjoy the show. In a world of negativity, positivity is such a scarce resource, man. And this guy is just proof of that. Just enjoy it. And for example, like, speaking of, nobody, I heard nobody cry about this character, right? I think Paladin Dane, actually no, they're not a Paladin, sorry there, or, what's their rank? I don't know, but, Dane, I'm just gonna call him Dane. Dane, what's it called? There is not one issue, or not one word of their identity, right? And who cares? I don't want to say who cares, but like, you know what? I think that's pretty positive, right? They didn't display them as, you know, they didn't shove, you know, their beliefs down their throat, even though that's what people say that don't happen. You just see the Gatling laser floating. Anyway, like, Dane's a pretty good written character, right? They're just a non-binary person chilling in the frickin' Brotherhood. Which, by the way, you know, I'm not saying they're bad at all, but why doesn't the frickin' BOS accept, it, like, ghouls? Come on, man! Like, I mean, yeah, accepting non-binary people into the BOS is a pretty good step. Good, let's keep going. But what about ghouls and super mutants that are sentient, dude? Come on, let's get those guys done. We need as many numbers as we can get, obviously. Anyway, don't let it fast track. Oh, he's got the good barrel on it, too.
the TV show never mentions anything on the fact. They're not like, this is trans.
No.
She's non-binary. They're non-binary. They don't say anything of that nature.
They don't.
You can assume it. You can hold that knowledge.
I obviously knew that they were queer. I used to have that knowledge.
And she's more of a man than Maximus
She's-
is. This is fucking
Quote,
embarrassing.
she's a man,
He's really upset.
quoting her,
He's a
or quoting
black
him.
male, and
She's
his
more of a
TV
man
show
than
based
you.
on a game. He's not a big jacked alpha like the dudes he sees on Black. Maybe he does, you know, click this. Maybe he does type in black.com. Maybe he does. It makes sense. I was wondering why he was so into the sex scene. Maybe he's just a porn addict. I don't know. Corn addict, excuse me. Gotta bleep that. This guy's very bizarre. At this stage, I'm choosing to believe he's not real, and this is like all for rage bait.
That's a good gun.
We put our heart into everything we do. We
Need nuclear material.
Moving on. I have to get through this, guys. I can't take it anymore. Everything I love has been destroyed. Let's just fast
whatever.
forward through the rest of this episode.
Cry harder.
So, another Pridwin shows up. Maybe it's the same Pridwin from Fallout 4. I don't know. They don't confirm or deny in this episode. We see some Brotherhood Knights in T60 power armor show up. And I don't know, it looks okay. I know some people are like, I
It's
don't know,
good.
it's a shitty cosplay.
The armor looks pretty good.
I think the costumes look okay. It's when there's CGI that it looks bad.
Yeah, I thought they looked fine as well.
In the next scene, Maximus and the girl boy sneak away and look at some power armor. And
I love watching people
flashback
cry over
when
that
he was
topic
saved by
because they
Brother
sound
Lucille.
so
Then we see
pathetic.
the Initiates
I like
fight
listening to them
some
cry harder.
Ball. Look, I know they're trying to be cute about
Brick
like,
ball.
post-apocalypse. They don't understand how
Who
sports
cares?
But really throwing bricks into a fucking square hoop. And we learn some of the initiates have been chosen to be squires. And of course, Maximus doesn't get chosen, but the girl boy does. And so the
Non-binary
next
person.
morning, as
And
we
by the way, okay, you know what I find funny? Is that the whole pronouns issue, right? Here's I think I have a pretty decent outlook on it. For example, you'll casually say, oh, you know, like, oh, whose object is this? It's their object. But all of a sudden when it comes to, you know, when they speak of somebody who's non-binary, oh, God, ugh, I can't do that. No, like, I think I kind of see it from both ways. People that get upset that they're not called what they are shouldn't get way too upset unless the people that's doing it is doing it on purpose, because I know accidents happen. But the people who should use them shouldn't get way too mad, right? Whatever. It's so simple. Like, right? There's a non-binary person in my class, and it's so simple. I'm a person who forgets a lot, right? Or I say a lot of things, right? And if my first day, I assumed them as a her, right? And they didn't get mad over it, like they shouldn't have, because, people make mistakes. Simple as that. But again, just don't be a jerk. Don't be a dick. Be nice to people, Yeah.
It's on her boots. A trap placed inside her boot shreds her leg. And to no surprise, Maximus is blamed for this and taken away to be interrogated. Back at Vault 33, Lucy tries to get the council to send out a search party for her dad, but the fat black soy jack on the council is too shit, as is the rest of them. And so Lucy teams up with Big Schnoz and Sweet Home Alabama to leave the vault themselves. Of course, her brother, being a massive pussy, won't go with her. Her cousin wants to.
Do you know what is in the Wasteland? I think you've played the games. As a Fallout aficionado, you should realize that the Wasteland isn't a friendly place. And as a Fallout person, I should realize, why the hell is there not a bridge from here to here? Why? Dude, the bridge. That would be so sweet if that bridge was there. Anyway, keep going.
So she tranks him and leaves the vault by herself.
Oh,
now this is where the show jumps the shark. We find out that Vault 33 is located next to Venice Beach in the heart of the Boneyard. Now if you know anything about Fallout lore, you would know that the NCR dominated this territory, brought civilization back to... There is no way in hell.
I really hope it'd be funny if he's an NCR fanboy, because they actually, the NCR promotes homosexuality as being good, which is a pretty nice thing. Which would be so funny considering his really terrible views. Like, bruh. Well, if you're gonna have those views, don't make them public, man. That's just being mean.
Vault 33 was not contacted over the course of 100 years.
You know what? On the topic of being an alpha male, yes, you're an alpha male. You are an absolute alpha male. Who is, I'm not joking, he says he still lives with his mom, which there's nothing really bad with that, bro. But I feel like if you're an alpha male, you wouldn't want to live with your mother. But this guy particularly says he lives with his mother. So yeah, you're a giant alpha male, which is why you're in your basement playing video games and not doing alpha male things like joining the military. If you're such an alpha male, go join the Navy, dude. That's what alpha males do. Stop being a little coward and hiding in your basement while you're calling other people betas or normies. Get out there, do something. Don't be a little baby. Don't be a little coward. If you have the actual balls to judge, you probably haven't even touched grass since Jesus Christ was born. Stop talking. Alright? And to normal people, I wouldn't have a problem, but this guy is clearly a bigot who is just going out of his way to clown a show that is, in my opinion, good. But it's like, God, people, be generous.
To address the elephant in the room, LA itself is a massive waste.
And I'm pretty sure LA got a lot more nukes than the other places of Fallout.
Well, at the time of me recording this, I was spoiled of future episodes. And apparently Shady Sands got nuked 4 years before the events of Fallout New Vegas. Yeah, that's how you know the showrunners didn't do the research, and yet this show's canon. It's totally canon, guys, that the capital of the NCR got nuked before New Vegas. Yet it was never mentioned, and it's more than established that the NCR dominated California and brought civilization back. Fuck.
Alright, this is, let me hear what he says. Is it going to be Bethesda, Amazon, Todd Howard? Make your bets.
This show.
Oh.
Fuck Todd Howard.
Okay.
Fuck Amazon. Bethesda is so beyond dead to me.
Okay. I guess all of the above. Did anyone pick all of the above? So what I was going to say is, this is probably his most valid point. Though, with that said, you could make the argument that everything did get nuked and then it was rebuilt for New Vegas, etc., etc. You could make that argument. And that might be the argument that the devs of the game or the writers of the show will end up making. But I think it's one small thing to nitpick and cry about, especially when in the ending, it does show New Vegas. So we might be getting our answer there. Time will tell. But so far, I'll give him one valid point. He's right on that.
It's insane. Everyone who likes Fallout 4 gets exactly what they fucking deserve with this show. What blows my mind is there's people who actually thought Starfield was going to be good. And even though the NCR capital...
I unfortunately did think Starfield would be good. I was very disappointed.
...was nuked. That doesn't explain how the Boneyard turned into a giant desert wasteland. But it's as simple as the showrunners didn't care. This is not made for the fans. This is made for normies who have heard of Fallout. It's made for women who won't even watch the show.
Oh boy.
And most importantly, it's made as a humiliation ritual. They will destroy everything you love, and you will do nothing about it. At best, you'll vote with your wallet and hope things get better.
If you say so.
Yeah, no kidding. Keep crying for me.
In the beginning of the video,
I'm crying on the inside for
I
you.
was a Fallout lover.
Hey.
Apparently, I'm not a Fallout lover. Synthetic Man just informed me. So my apologies, my fault.
And that's worked out so great for us in the last decade. But whatever, I'm not gonna Fed post because I will legitimately get banned. Next scene, we get back to Maximus, and he cries like a little baby bitch as the
Come on, some guy, you are the best piece of protection you have is a tank top, while someone behind you is literally in T60 power armor, holding a freaking, what, I think a gun to his head? Even if he doesn't have a gun, he's still heavily outmatched. The dude can literally grab his dome and squeeze it open like a freaking blueberry, which has actually been done in the show before. So, dude, like, imagine, you're about to die, you're about to get blamed for your friends being hurt. When you didn't do it, you would definitely cry in that situation.
Accusing him of something he didn't do, and he makes almost no effort to defend himself. Eventually, he works up the courage to speak and just says he would gladly give his life for the Brotherhood, and the scribe rewards him by promoting him to Squire, taking the She-Man's place. Then we get a scene where the She-Man doesn't blame him.
He is going out of his way to be a terrible person.
Again, he's a little bitch boy who would never do anything wrong. What a great protagonist. And at his anointment ceremony, he gets a brand burned on the back of his neck by power armor, which is kind of cool, I guess.
I think my scrutiny of my only other thing is like the Brotherhood was depicted like more like almost in a cult-like fashion, where like what's it called? They were viewed like the leaders were viewed more godly, which I don't think that happens in the series. If I'm wrong, then I guess throw that piece I just said about Alchemando, but yeah. That's my only other problem. But whatever, I don't really mind.
Apparently the Enclave is still around. Yup.
Well, duh, they've been around for 200 years. You'd think they'd be around for 200 more?
Which are a bunch of fucking senile boomers. 15 years later, the Enclave is back with a vengeance. Maximus is tasked with finding one of their runaways who, I guess...
I don't think this is a retcon. That's all that's down the matter, in case anyone plays the games.
This is hanging with Dogmeat. And for the final scene of the episode, we wrap back around to Walton Goggins as we see a few mercenaries dig up his corpse. Oh god, here we go again. Pete Hines has been vindicated For those of you who don't know, there's a unmarked quest in Fallout 4 where you
Filling
find
it in the
a
fridge.
ghoul child who's been locked in like a fridge or something. I can't even really remember. The child has been in there for 200 years with no food or water, and you reunite him with his
Because
parents
ghouls
who are
don't need to
also
eat or
ghouls.
drink.
It's quite possibly the
You as a lore
dumbest
person
quest in
should know
any
that.
RPG of all time. And rightfully, fans pointed out how stupid it was.
Okay, Maxon's here.
How it's been established in the original games that ghouls do eat and drink, and I believe even in Fallout 3 they have to eat and drink. But no, now ghouls of Silly Billy on Twitter point out how nerds are all losers for caring about continuity.
No, like, with all due respect, you can care about continuity.
No kidding.
Dude really said I watched it with my mommy and we didn't